A big crowd of curious onlookers gathered for Maribor's round of the Swatch Dual World Series. Glenn Jacobs' course and a tractor full of riders gave them a show they would never forget, with plenty of fast action and thrills and spills galore. In the women's competition, Katrina Miller of Australia is dominating in chausson fashion, but in the semi-final she came up against Switzerland's Sari Jorgensen. With Katrina Miller on the right-hand side of your screen, with Sari Jorgensen on the left, riding for Tomac Manitou. She takes an early lead. These two riders vied out for the 1998 Swatch Dual World Series, and it was Miller who came out best there. And they're really fighting hard, although Miller, uncharacteristically, at the back now behind Jorgensen. She's not used to this. She usually is at the front. My word, Jorgensen riding well, and they both take the jumps there. What can Miller do about this? Can she come from behind? Oh, a brilliant jump from Katrina Miller. What a ride. Absolutely brilliant. That jumping skill always comes in handy. And in the final, Miller faced Tara Yanis of the USA. This time it's Katrina Miller on the left-hand side of your screen against Tara Yanis, who surprisingly beat her in the unofficial Dual World Championships last year in 1998. But it looks like Miller has got the edge at the moment. And this course really is brilliant because there are so many lines these riders can take. And Miller at the front where she is used to be. And I don't know whether Tara Yanis can get back at her, the Mountain Dew Specialised rider. Both riders taking the jump well. Miller just ahead of Yanis. She goes on the outside, but it looks like Miller is going to take her second consecutive win. What a rider. A familiar look to the top of the podium, while Yanis, who took a horrible fall in training, can be well pleased with second. Lee Donovan took third place ahead of Sari Jorgensen. She looks like providing Miller's biggest challenge, but the Australian seems to have forgotten how to lose. 8 straight victories mean she's won 32 World Series dual races in a row. In the men's event, Leger winner Brian Lopes met fellow American Sean McCarroll in the second round. The 1998 Swatch Dual World Series leader on the right-hand side of your screen against Sean McCarroll, the Australian giant rider. And it looks like Lope gets the fastest start out of the gates. He usually is very quick indeed, but McCarroll coming back at him so well, jumping brilliantly there to get the edge on Lopes. That is a surprise, and they're fighting really hard now. My word, this is superb stuff. McCarroll looking very good indeed. Coming into the doubles well, and I think they're both coming off there. Lopes came off, I'm sure, but did McCarroll? I think he did. Yes, he did indeed. Superb stuff here in Slovenia. And Lopes taking the jumps, and will McCarroll get it? He does indeed. He beats the 1998 Swatch Dual World Series winner. A hell of a tangle, but hey, that's dual. Next up for McCarroll was Will Longdon of Great Britain. Will Longdon on the right-hand side of your screen. He was 7th in last year's Swatch Dual World Series, and he gets the edge on Sean McCarroll. But we saw what happened with McCarroll against Brian Lopes, and he takes exactly the same line there, but Will Longdon had the edge there, and both riders coming off. Superb stuff from Longdon, because he's only just recovered from a broken ankle. But he gets the edge and gets back on his bike so well indeed, so fast, but he doesn't take the doubles. And McCarroll comes flying across. He's losing control there. Will Longdon tries to miss the bumps, and they come together. My word, that was rough stuff. I don't think Will is very happy. Not a happy Longdon, but he's through. Meanwhile, Karim Amour of France was working his way through the draw. Amour on the left-hand side of your screen, Eric Carter on the right, both GT riders, but Amour riding for GT France, and as he usually does, the super smooth, king of smooth, Eric Carter, gets the edge out of the gates, but Amour coming back at him. The slowest corner on the circuit here, but Amour is trying really hard to get in front of Carter, but Carter is so strong usually, and my word, what a crash! Oh my. What can you say about this dual racing? Really is hand-to-hand combat, but Amour edging out Carter there. Carter trying to get him off the bike, but Amor goes through. Shooting down Carter helped Amor to his first ever final. Opposing him, Mike King. And it's Kingy on the right-hand side of your screen, Amor on the left. King, a former GT rider, having to stumble out of the gates there, but still fastest out. He's made it his intention to ride the duel a lot more for 1999 and doing very well at the moment. And like in the previous round against Carter, Amor is behind King. King, the downhill world champion from 1993, comes across Amor there. I think King was actually trying to take the line away from Amor, but Amor was super strong. And just rolls down over the line. His first ever Swatch Dual World Series win. I think King might be hurt there. Or is it his pride? Well, Mike King wasn't entirely happy with the Frenchman's tactics, but the judges rejected his protest. That put Karim Amor on top of the podium next to a very cheesed-off Californian. Third place went to Cedric Gracier for the second week in a row, and that puts the Volvo Cannondale rider on top of the standings. Amor shares second place with Leger winner Brian Lopes, while Mike King and Filip Polk of Slovakia share fourth. In the team standings, Volvo Cannondale remain top ahead of Katrina Miller, or rather Team Gemis, while Karim Amor's win does nothing for Team GT's position. He rides for national affiliates GT France.